everyone who's here today. And this is the kind of the last session that we have for the training for the teachers that we have since the month of April. I think we've been doing this, and today is the last day that we close down and we finish with all kind of work. And this is more of a congratulations session for people who've done a very good job. And I'm sure most of the center directors who are here would know how well their teachers have been performing or not performing. So we will be giving certificates, and we'll be sending out the list of teachers who deserve more of a merit kind of a certificate. So we're giving out two kind of certificates. One is for the completion of the course. Whoever has finished the project will be getting one certificate, and those who've done a little, now please don't take it in a negative way. Ki humko bhi, we have done the same amount of work and all that. Yes, we all understand. Everyone has done an excellent job, but just to have a little bit of a motivation factor, we've decided to award a few of you merit certificates. It's not that if somebody has done a poor job or a good job. It's just that to maintain some form of motivation. So the next time, if we have something similar, people would try and strive a little harder, because that is one way of making people work a little extra. Otherwise, all everybody says कि अच्छा सबको same मिलना है, तो what's the point of me working any harder or extra than the others? So that's the whole point of choosing a few of you. Otherwise, everyone has put in a best effort. Everyone has done a wonderful job, and we have Wasim here, and I want him to give a little feedback, a little whatever he's observed throughout this session, because he's been involved. He's seen everyone's work. So whatever points that he would he feels are important for us to as teachers and as administrators to know about the way we are teaching and learning. So Wasim, if you could just say a few words.
Before Wasim starts, I just want to put in.
Yeah.
Wasim, just give me minutes, because I just want to take this more.
Absolutely.
After Wasim, I would have to. Okay, you want to go first this time.
Because I want Wasim to then continue one
that's fine.
go. I don't want to let. There are some people who joined a little late have still kept their names on thing. I would actually request everybody to come on the video, because sometimes what so happens that we put the video on and then we are not there. And I would want everybody to be going through this session, because we are not doing this for ourselves. Remember, we are doing it for the students who come to us with a lot of faith. And we need to be putting in a little sincerity, which I found lost in the midst of this workshop. And believe me, there's like not even one session which has gone wasteful. And it sometimes really, we feel a little sad and demotivated, because this is for you guys. This whole session we have done for our benefit, so that the students, not that I again said that in this we're not going to be like inducing injections of creativity, or probably seeing your pronunciation or level of work or something like that. But it's just that if you would have been like how you are today, in this much of bunch, you would have learned something. I know we all are very busy. We are putting extra effort in so many things, but this was also important, right? And what I felt was that we did not take it with that much of we did not actually sincerely took this workshop. And those who did, you can always call on them and ask them. They must have learned something. They must have learned some information which would be for the benefit of the students at least, right? So it sometimes disheartens that, because we take a lot of and I want to conclude over here is that NIFD may definitely people were coming, we were doing a lot of good work, but all the time we had other alternates which would keep the students interested, right? There were a lot of dances, a lot of parties where students but now you have to remember that we are virtually attached with each other, and for that you need to have good information. And that was the reason why we took such long workshop. And thanks to Karishma and Wasim, who really invested their time. And sometimes I felt that, I'm forcing them and they're also wasting their time, because there was just a handful. I wanted plenty of you guys to learn. But then again, if you did not learn, was probably your sad luck and not mine, right? But jitno ne padha hai, I am happy for them. For that, we decided we're going to be giving them a certificate of completion who completed. It was not as to how well you did it, but it's just that the process through which you need to be knowing in the right way and the students to be taught. And rest, I think we all big enough to understand, you know, if you have taken this thing to go ahead. So we need to do it with a lot of sincerity, right? And now, Wasim?
Yep. You guys can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, because my network is a little bad. But yeah. Last session, right? So yeah, where do I begin? Like, you know, I kind of somewhere agree a little bit with Anju on the fact that I would have loved to have more people completing the project till the end than what finally the number of people who did complete. We started off on a very good note, obviously. Lots of people were starting off the work, but I think as we progressed, for whatever reasons, you know, we didn't have too many people who were there till the last stage. And I, like, you know, we all kind of want everybody to be, you know, benefiting from this. So the more the people, the happier we are. But that aside, so basically, I mean, whatever we've done in the last 4-5, let's say, sessions, and the amount of work that's been put in. So, like, you know, like even Jasleen was saying that, you know, we are giving merit certificates to certain people, but that doesn't mean that other people have not done their work like the way they were supposed to do it. So I'm happy with whatever work you guys have put in. And like you said, you know, everybody's from, like, you know, everybody's teaching different things in the college. And obviously, we didn't expect everybody to individually complete the whole project in the same way, because everybody has different skill sets. You know, some people have better representation skills, some people have better conceptual skills, some people have, you know, drawing teachers, so that their skills are better. So we obviously, whole course was not to, you know, make sure that having great design teachers, but the fact, you know, just to reiterate, and this certain way, let's say a project should be taken forward in that many number of steps. It's still flexible to kind of, you know, work with the steps. But the whole idea was to take you guys through an exercise that you guys also did yourself with me, and see what step made difference to the whole project. Because I think that every step is really important to do in whatever scale you do it in. Okay, sometimes when you have a lot of time, you spend a little more time on that. Sometimes when you have a little less time, you still spend time on it, maybe in a lesser quantity, but time to spend karna padega. Okay, the skipping of step is not something that we would want to encourage. So basically, this whole idea was to make sure that even though you are a teacher, or you might be an illustration teacher, or you might be let's say a technical teacher, or let's say a design teacher, everybody sees the role of each one in this larger project. Because finally, whatever you guys together teach the students is going to make this project like a complete project. So at every step, they need to have that skill set, they need to have that level of understanding to make sure that the next step gets better than the previous step. So the whole idea that every teacher should go through this whole design process was just that, so that everybody understands where their roles come in and where they can contribute to the overall development of the kids. So I think, I mean, I don't know how much, I'm sure you guys must have learned something. And I can't, you know, say how much you guys have learned or not learned, but I definitely have seen a lot of difference in quite a few presentations and the work that's been submitted from the beginning to now. You know, because when we started, we were doing the initial stages and all of that. From then till the end, you know, a lot of people have really shown a lot of improvement and a lot of intent and a lot of, you know, at least that whole idea of learning is there. And which is the key thing. You know, if we don't have the you know, the intent to learn, then we can't teach. So it's as simple as that. You know, so this exercise was not just for you guys, but it was an exercise for me too, to actually understand how, you know, you guys think and how things work out, and, you know, it's a good exercise for me, because for me it actually kind of helps and on make myself better in terms of how can I improve what I'm doing right now to maybe come back with a better option next time, or how do I relearn from what I already know and come back and maybe make the next exercise a little more beneficial. So there's a constant learning that we're talking about, and this whole exercise was nothing but that. Okay, once we understand, we do it ourselves, then it gets very, very easy for us to explain to somebody else. Until the time we're only talking theoretically, sometimes you remember, sometimes you forget. But the whole idea of do self actually makes you really understand, because you start questioning yourself at every step. And the whole idea of doing this exercise was that, you guys do it yourself so that you guys understand the nuances of these things, and then, improve on that and take it to the students and maybe improve their way of learning. Okay. I think you guys have put in a lot of effort, and some people who haven't put in a lot of effort, I would urge you to at least talk to your peers and people who have actually gone through it, and maybe learn from them a little bit, and see what we have done, so that at least you get a little more motivated to kind of put in a little more effort the next time, I guess. So Justine, do we have the presentations now? So we do the presentations.
Yeah.
And
So
then,
I'll just share
after that.
my screen, and I'll just show a list of people who have completed the project, and those who we feel have done a
Yeah.
a little extra or little higher up work than the rest of them, and we'll be giving them about 5-10 minutes to present their work to everyone else. Okay, so I'll just share my screen.
Right. Yeah. And then, like Jaswin said earlier also, don't think that these are the only people who have done great work. Okay. In terms of effort, everybody has put in effort, at least the people who have completed and, taken up to a certain stage. These presentation I basically just shortlisted so that, we could kind of see a variety of things, and there's a lot of improvement from the beginning till the end in these projects. So I wanted to kind of pick these 4 out. So I just picked it out. It could be any 4.
So this is the certificate that the people who have completed the project with merit will be getting. This is just a sample of that, and these are the 4 people who we kind of thought had done an excellent job, and we wanted to give them a little opportunity to present their work to everyone else also, so that others could also see and see where they could also improve, or just appreciate the hard work and effort put in by these 4 people. So we have Shraddha from Bhubaneswar, and we have Amrita from Pimpri, Pune, Chandni from Kondwa, Pune, and Ishita and Tanya from Delhi. Yeah, Avasi.
No, what I was saying was these guys have done a great job at it, but that doesn't mean that they can't improve. It's still true for improvement for each one of them. So yeah, so this is just, let's say, case studies and nothing the case study. That's it. Yeah.
And those who have completed the project will be getting these certificates, and the list is as follows. So from Baroda we have Dhriti and Mamta, and from Bhopal we have Dipali. I'm sure you can read the names. You have Neha, Priyanka, Sarika, Rashmi, Surbi, and from Chandigarh we have Iti, Meenal, Swati, and Tejaswini. Gurgaon we have Varsha and Bindya, Himayat Nagar, Hyderabad, Misha, Patiala, Sonika, Pimpri, Pune, Dipti, Bhilwara, Jyoti and Meenakshi, and Koregaon, Pune, Ashwini and Devika. So these all have completed their project, and we'll be sending you these certificates in a couple of weeks. So once they are all signed and ready and printed, so you'll be getting a physical copy of this. So I'll request these 4 people to, I hope you all have your PPTs ready with you, and I would request you to just in the same order that you are listed here, just start presenting your work. So we'll start with Shraddha first. Shraddha, here?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Okay, so if you could start with your
and we'll have
presentation,
maximum
and just
of 7 to 10 minutes
before she begins, yeah, let me just tell you overview of the project that we were doing.
Yeah.
So they were supposed to design a ramp for any fashion designer. So the first thing they had to do was choose a designer, figure out what kind of style or personality that a designer really has and wants to portray through his work, and design a ramp accordingly. So we have gone through all these stages from the research work to inspiration and execution of work. So Shraddha, please take it away.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. And thank you, Wasim sir, also for going through all of our presentations, stage by stage and correcting us at each point. So there's a lot we have learned. Ma'am, can I start the screen share
Yes,
right
yes, please.
now? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So, good afternoon all. I'm Shraddha from INFD Bhubaneswar. So, I'd like to start my presentation by starting with the research and discovery phase, wherein we had to jot down different words related to existing ramp design and designer and the current fashion trends. So, these are certain words that I jotted down, such as modern, flexibility, abstract, minimalism. So there are certain words that I took in for the process of the design development. Then comes the designer that I had selected was designer Ruchika Sachdeva under the brand name Bodice. So Bodice has a really the ideology is basically for designing. It's for designing women for women challenging conventions in the Indian society and developing a new language of modernity in today's world. So she has a very minimal and abstract kind of style wherein the approach is very minimal and with balanced proportions and a lot of geometry and a lot of architectural lines involved in it. Also, she has this process of transition that she tries to show through the traditional elements being incorporated into the modern wardrobe. So these are certain collections of hers, and these are the same. Next, I would come to the existing design of ramps. I could not find any particular ramp design for bodice, but then they were representing their collections in various fashion shows. So these are pictures representing that. And coming to the designer's images and shoot images to show how she likes to project her clothing. These are certain images of her shoot, which we can also see is very minimal and subtle with the use of very subtle colors, which also reflects her design style. Coming to the existing design of ramps and themes, these are different case studies that we studied of various ramp shows such as Milan Design Week, London Fashion Week, and various brands such as Prada and Chanel. These are the same images. Next, I would like to go through the current trends in fashion, which were athleisure, puff sleeves, and polka dots. Coming to the inspiration part of the design, I'd like to talk about the trend analysis that I got from my research. So the first was recycled materials and sustainability, which I think sustainability is also a trend, a current trend, which is very important in fashion design as well as in interior design these days. Adapting to environmental friendly objects and adaptations and technologies. Also, the third is design innovation, which is again another important trend which I got through the research. And the greatest example is us having a faculty training also through digital innovations these days because of the pandemic. Fourth is the minimalism, which also I feel is a trend because a lot of people prefer minimalistic things rather than, a lot of ornamentation and all of that. So this is what I concluded from my research. Um, these are the shortlisted keywords that were again selected and filtered through the lot of words that we had in our first slide, which has freedom, transformation, geometry, and visual weightlessness and minimalism involved. Um, Coming to my inspiration has been taken from freedom and independence, as well as post-independence architecture, the kind of style and the architecture style that post-independence we as a country saw. So there was a lot of freedom involved in that. All the architects got their degree of freedom after independence to, develop another style of architecture. But also when we come to a different style or era, we always take certain inspirations from our previous style, or there are certain things that we learn or that inspire us from our previous style. So I have also taken my third inspiration from art deco ornamental motifs, which I liked to show in the form of transformation or transition, because Goddess and Ruchika Sachdev as a designer, she also uses traditional elements and she translates that into her modern wardrobe. So, for example, the pleats of a sari being incorporated into a flared pants or skirts or things like that. So coming to my concept note, the source was again taken from Freedom, and the design concept here is to show a transition from the Art Deco or colonial style to a more modernistic approach, which has the characteristics of geometry, simple lines, clean minimalism, and the use of subtle colors as well. Designer Ruchika Sachdev also believes in taking inspiration from these traditional elements and then converting it into the modern form. So that's how I related the concept of transition, and I've used it in certain parts of my design as well. And design development stage is again, these are the shortlisted words which came down to being minimalism, freedom, modernism, and geometry. Um, this is my final inspiration images that I'd selected. The first one depicting freedom and independence, which has a lot of minimal effect as well as depicts freedom and the balanced proportion that the image shows. The second one is again an example of the post-independence style of architecture, which involves a lot of clean lines in geometry. And the third, again, as mentioned, is the transformation of these Art Deco patterns to a more geometry form, which I have later on, I did that in my sketches part and design development part. So similarly, taking the designer style of converting traditional elements into the modern wardrobe. Coming to my initial form story, this again has a lot of emphasis on the geometry and the minimalism and clean lines. And then coming to my material story, these are the materials used in the modern world and modern day era. Uh, Coming to the color story, this was the use of very subtle and pastel shades, pastel tones with a little bit of dark colors used in it, keeping in mind the designer's color palette. Texture story again has been derived from the material story, which had translucent sheets and sizzle ropes and foam boards. So the textures have been derived from the material story here. Coming to the rough sketches and ideation part, this was a very rough sketch. So the part where the left sketch is where I have transformed the Art Deco ornamental forms, motifs, into a more geometrical pattern, which the end product came something like this. So I have incorporated this in my ceiling design as well, ceiling installations. And these are again certain ceiling installation depictions using translucent sheets. And these are again rough sketches, and the center sketch is again some form which finally changed during my final stage of design. This was something I had initially in mind, but then the form changed because of certain design considerations. So coming to finalizing our ideas, this was the final inspiration board, which is again a combination of all my inspirations combined, which is independence, post-independence architecture, and the Art Deco motifs, along with a lot of minimal and geometrical shapes. Color board, this is the final color board, including the subtle and pastel tones, which complements the designer's color theme with a little bit of gray and black. Final material board, I've used MS rods and foam boards and translucent sheets and also GI wires. And sizzle ropes have been used because it is sustainable, and Ruchika Sachdev also kind of has these sustainable techniques that she uses as well. The ropes have been painted using subtle colors. Coming to the final texture board, these are again derived from the final materials that I've decided to use. The rope being one of them, GI wire, MS rods, and foam board. onboard and translucent sheets. Coming to my final board, this again gives the basic idea of minimalism, geometry, and a lot of emphasis on lines basically. So, and then coming to my layout, this is the T-shaped ramp with the stage, and the blue hatchings are the elevated platforms on either sides of the rampway, and then the installations on the ceiling are numbered as 1 and 2. We can see that in the view. Coming to my front elevation, so this is my front elevation. Here I have placed frames, MS frames on the elevated platforms on either side of the rampway, where the models can come and stand or pose after their walk is done. And then abstract and minimal prints have been used at the back of the structure entirely, and also a wireframe structure of a woman which is placed on either side of the stage has been designed, because bodice is basically designing for the woman. So I thought of adding that with a vibe of minimalism into it. And the colors, overall color tone is based on the pastel tones with a little bit of black involved in it, and black trying to depict the strong and powerful capabilities of a woman that bodice brand is actually meant for. This is a rough 3D view of the front part, which includes all the frames. And this is the part where it has the GI wire frame structure of the woman, a large scale structure on either sides. This is a final render wherein we can see the ceiling installations which I had derived from the Art Deco motifs, the geometrical ones which have been used for the ceiling installations. These ones, and these are the frames and elevated platforms. This is another angle of the view. Coming to the detailing of this structure that has been placed on the stage. So coming to the first picture on the left, which are the sizzle ropes which are tied across the frames to form lines. So it again kind of shows the play of lines, and these ropes are painted with the subtle colors of the designer's collection. And then the wireframe structure again is a woman's face in large form, because focusing the brand's ideology for designing for women. And then there's a frame on the right side of the wire structure, which is just a minimal design, including frames, and in keeping in mind the play of edgy and straight lines, and also giving it a very abstract and minimal vibe to complement the designer's overall style. These are the detailings of the frames that I've used on the elevated platforms, and these are the ceiling installations on the right, and the back panel, which also has a framing with the MS rods. Coming to the production, these are the layouts of the T-shaped ramp and stage, including the ceiling layout as well with the dimensions. Yeah, and technical drawings, these are my front elevation, side elevation, and a side section that I've done. I guess that's about it. So I'd like to conclude.
It was a wonderful job. I'm very glad that we could, see the whole project in one go, because that makes so many more things clear. Otherwise, you see it in bits and pieces, and sometimes you don't realize the amount of work that has gone into it. So thank you, Shraddha. You could just stop your screen share.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's important also to hear you talk through it, because it obviously kind of reiterates your understanding of the whole process. So like I said, when we're not looking at a final design, that is, let's say, this exercise was not about the final design. The exercise was more about how you took one step and moved to the next one, and how these steps inform each other. And in this whole process, you come up with something that is from the beginning till the end is connected. It doesn't kind of get lost in the way. So that was the whole idea, and I think you explained it very well. So I kind of enjoyed the articulation of your project also, which is nice. Cool.
Thank you.
Let's move to the next one.
Yeah, so the next person is Amrita from Pimpri, Pune. So Amrita, do you have your PPT ready? You muted. If you could unmute yourself.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, ma'am, it's ready.
Okay. So please share your screen and start.
Uh, Hello, can you see it? Can you see the screen, ma'am?
Yeah, we can. Carry on.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Amrita Atle from INFD Pimpri. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Jasween ma'am, Shilpa ma'am, and the entire INFD team for giving us this opportunity to learn and understand the design process better. I am extremely grateful to Wasim sir for guiding us and correcting us throughout this process. So your insights have helped me great deal in polishing my designing skills. Thank you, sir, for being a great mentor. It has really helped me. So now I would like to start with my project. So the designer I have chosen is Daniel Syme. This is a general the brand. The brand started in 2011, and he works from Shillong, Meghalaya. The main objective of the brand is protecting, reviving, and uplifting the traditional heritage fabrics of the Northeast, majorly the eri silk, which the people weave. And also, the second objective was to create employment for the traditional indigenous weavers tribe, workers, artisans, and safeguarding the ancient weaves by promoting their usage. He has showcased in India, New York, Toronto, London, and many other places. So, coming to his brand philosophy, the label says Daniel Sim, come return to nature. So, the major keywords I can say are he uses natural fabrics, timeless classic designs. The fabrics are rare. They are traditional hand woven fabrics with Western silhouettes, minimalistic designs, clean lines, and interesting shapes and asymmetrical patterns. They are modern and contemporary. They are of high quality. He is into conscious consumption and slow fashion. The clothes are comfortable. There's a lot of attention to detail, and there is a lot of emphasis on preserving the heritage of the craft and recycling and mindful usage of resources, empowering the women weavers. Also, he uses a lot of vegetable dyes, earthy, connected to the soil, minimal wastage, and use of locally available materials and crafts. Yeah. So this was the brainstorming which I did in my rough page. The image here shows designer hanging out somewhere near his home, which highlights his philosophy of come return to nature. The other things which I would like to highlight from his designs are all of them are statement pieces. They are easy to wear. It's a spring summer. Majorly his collections are for spring summer resort wear. It is free flowing, a lot of layers, and he doesn't use any machine embellishments. There are no fasteners, only drawstrings, knots, and buttons of natural materials. He uses all the accessories which he use are wooden, bamboo, or pine cone, and the shapes and forms are triangular, trapezoid, rectangular, knots, and cowls. And he's the fabric which is called the eri silk or the ahimsa silk. It has medicinal and thermal properties which keep you cool in summer and keep you warm in winter. And also the highlight is that it's a slow fashion brand. So some of the keywords I chose for eri silk weaving, it is done by the Khasi people, the Khasi tribe, and it is an age-old craft passed on from generations and along with other words. So yeah, this is the brand. These are the logos. And the USP of the brand is natural dyed fabrics, ahimsa silk and cotton, heritage fabric or eri silk, 100% organic, hand woven. The fabric has thermal and medicinal properties. Accessories are from wood, bamboo, pine, and it is inspired from cultural heritage of Meghalaya. So this is the designer in the center, and these are his clothes. And he is also into cushion work and with patchwork embroidery. He is into footwear, bridal gowns, menswear, again relaxed wear, resort wear, and also embroidery and fabric painting. Coming to the existing designs of ramps and themes, this designer has used the common ramp of the Fashion Week everywhere. So none of his ramps were designed exclusively for him. So I have just placed few pictures of the ramps of the shows I have found at various shows. The top one is from Couture Fashion Week in Canada and in Hyderabad and in Shillong. So like Sir had asked us to study his photo shoots. So next few slides showed his photo shoots where I found out that he shoots in majorly three categories of backgrounds. The first one is amongst the nature. It highlights the brand philosophy of being connected to nature and nature friendly practices. The major things seen are forests, grasslands, and natural vegetations, landscape gardens, and water bodies. The second kind of background for his photos is mainly indoors in some sort of a resort. It has stone and wooden cabins, wooden interiors. It highlights the warm, welcoming, and comfort wear of his uh, designs. The third kind of background is the local village outdoors, which he does the highlights of everyday life and the life of his people. It relates to the simplicity of garments, slow fashion with slow paced, simple village life. Also highlights the contrast in texture and quality of the fabric with the surroundings. So these are the kind of backgrounds he used to project his garments. Here there are, it's a study of his displays at stores and various exhibition. The first one is a new store where we can see a lot of warmth in the background. Then a lot of wooden work and Edison bulb chandelier, locally crafted hangings and other things. The second picture is of his first store, which is a typical house and simple rectangular wooden frames. The third picture shows his exhibition displays at various exhibitions. So he has basically kept it very simple and minimalistic. Now, these are the various ramps which we have all studied, existing ramps from other designers, the T-shaped ramps. Also, I looked specifically into nature-inspired ramps of Chanel at various shows. So it shows iceberg, coral reefs, enchanted forest, and walking street and origami, and there are many more. Ye- Yes. So the next step was to study the current trends in fashion or in world in general, which were again related to the designer's work. So the first trend which was which I could relate directly was the climate change, the climate emergency, anti-pollution, eco-friendly, organic, pure, natural, chemical. So these are a lot of words which I could relate directly to the trend. Second was authenticity. People want real work, pure, genuine, reliable, honest, and transparent work. But third is into simplicity. Hello. Yes. Third is simplicity. Is not about simplicity, simple life, high thinking, real happiness, comfort, truth, conscious consumption, slow fashion. So similarly, I have a lot of words listed down under each trend. So next was relaxation and taking a break. Then there was an inclination towards spirituality, which our generation, which I can see in our generation. The next, of course, is uh, awareness of hygiene and social distancing, immunity, and a lot of empathy. Also, there are a lot of anti-China sentiments going on these days. So it is trending towards manufacturing in one's own country, and there is a lot of stress on good quality work. Plus, there is a next trend which says think local, buying and sourcing products from local economy to support the local economy. There's global, of course. Then there's a next trend of working from home, multitasking, multifunctional spaces, and products. Also, there was a trend of women empowerment, financial independence, decision makers, bread earners. Then the next trend which I picked up from promo still was, which was relating directly to my designer's work, was wicker baskets, bamboo work, flowers, loose casual clothing, colors of wood and leaves, natural vegetable dyes, rough texture. And the next trend was networking, literally and figuratively. Coming to the design inspiration. So these are the 4 trends which I picked up to go ahead with my design. The first one was nature. Then next was taking a break. Next was environment friendly and think local. These are the keywords which I shortlisted for my designs from the earlier keywords. They are organic, natural, classic, timeless, tribal, heritage, Meghalaya, wooden, relaxed, local, contemporary, comfortable, and environment conscious. So coming to the shortlisted images, my first inspiration is natural, organic, and environment conscious. The second inspiration is Meghalaya, the place where the designer comes from. So the keywords here are the keywords which show this inspiration are tribal crafts, heritage, local, natural, timeless, wooden, environment conscious, organic. The next shows wooden, contemporary, and classic. And the fourth inspiration was relaxed and comfortable. So out of these 4 inspiration, I have chosen Meghalaya as my final inspiration, and I have gone ahead with it. So just a short concept note. From my research, I found out that the designer is very close to his natural surroundings and his cultural heritage. It makes him proud. He makes sure he promotes these things also in all of his shows. The music also, which I found out, the music for his shows is the folk music or the sounds of rain or the thunderstorms, which also highlight his state of Meghalaya. He uses accessories from local wicker weaving and wooden beads. His business partner is always dressed in her traditional drapes for all the shows and interviews. Also, the main objective of the brand is to promote the age-old craft of weaving and empowering weaver women. So these are also things which are related to the trends that I have studied. Taking all this into consideration, I'm going ahead with Meghalaya as my inspiration. I want to pick elements from the natural surroundings, culture, and craft of the region, also giving it a very earthy, woody feel to the design. I'll also be looking into how I'll be able to use other senses other than the visual and the auditory senses to bring Meghalaya right into the main stage area. So here we go with the design development. Again, some brainstorming I did for my theme, Meghalaya. And the shortlisted keywords for it are natural, classic, timeless, tribal heritage, Meghalaya, wooden, relaxed roots, sacred forest of Shillong, and basketry. This is my final inspiration and theme. It shows the panoramic view of the state, their traditional huts, their traditional umbrellas, the sacred forest of Meghalaya, and of course the root bridges, which are found only in this region of the world. Form story, the first form story which was coming across very obviously from the pictures was the intertwined roots. Second is the local tribal stone sculptures. Third form story which I found was the knoop hat or the umbrella, which has a very interesting form. And fourth was from the sacred forest of Shillong, natural and organic forms like the rudraksh, the black lily, the pine cones, and the fungus, and also the shapes of the plants. These are the texture stories which I came across, the rough and the woven textures, also the textures from the forest floor. Materials which I've shortlisted are natural stone or natural stone look like materials like fiberglass or paper mache. Then we have wood and bamboo and wicker basketry and ropes, etc. These are my color stories. A lot of natural colors, colors from the forest and colors from the stone. Okay, so these are my rough sketches. uh, just don't mind my drawing. So the first set of sketches is inspired from the Knoop hat. The second is inspired from the stone sculptures. The red ones, the highlighted ones, are the ones which I have used in my final drawing. The third set of explorations was from the forest. The fourth set of explorations was from the root bridge, which is a living root bridge of rubber trees. So what the tribes do is they grow the rubber trees along the banks of the river, and the hanging roots, they just intertwine the hanging roots, and over a period of say 20-30 years, this root becomes strong enough to carry people. And it, since it is a living root, it gets stronger with age. So the oldest bridges in Meghalaya are around 200 years old and still going strong. These are also some of the explorations. Some of the sketches I did in SketchUp because I couldn't imagine otherwise the final look. Then with my final idea, yes. So this is my final inspiration board. It has two things in it, the root bridge and the stone sculptures, which are again from the same tribe. The stone sculptures are again from the same tribe of Khasi tribe, which also do the root bridge and who also do the silk weaving, which the designers use. So this was my main connection in the design. This is my final color board. Final materials of wooden fiber boards for the ramp, paper mache for the stone sculptures, again for the mud flooring on the ramp, and soft sculptures and rope as a method of creating the root bridges. The final texture board is of mud, stone, root sculpture, and stone covered in moss. This is the final form. And these are additional details which I would like to use in my designs, but they are not shown as part of the rendering, but they are still there in the design. So they are mystifiers, which will be placed throughout the periphery of the main show area to get the feel of Meghalaya. The second is the room freshness of the scent of soil when it rains, mitti ki khushbu. And the third is fog effect under the ramp on the sides of the root bridge floor. And here is my design. The layout I have kept, basic layout is a simple T-shaped lamp, and I have created these root bridges around it with root jalis. So this is the final look of my ramp. So we have the root bridge, we have the stone sculptures, we have the stone sculptures here at the head ramp. So these LED screens here, I have used the screens to my advantage of adding additional depth to the design. It shows images of existing living root bridges, the river flowing under it, and the fog and the clouds. So here my main concept was to make the root bridge seem coming out of the screens and then forming into a ramp. And also the stone sculptures at both ends of the ramp. Yeah. So yes, these are few shots from many angles. So this is how the ramp will look like. That's about it. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, Amrita. I'm really, I should be saying this. I had seen this all through the stages, but looking at it in its entirety gives a very different, view and shows the amount of attention you pay to the details. So that's wonderful to see. And I hope
Thank you so much.
everyone else is also, imbibing a lot of information from this, because not only can you see the flow of the work, how it begins and where it ends, you can see the amount of research work that has gone into creating this design. So I hope everyone is paying attention.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I would like to thank Wasim sir once again for his wonderful guidance and for being
Yeah,
a
you're
wonderful
welcome.
mentor. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. See, I also get to know so much more. No? I would have not done research on Meghalaya otherwise, or Daniel saying, right? So by everybody else's research, I get to know so much more. So that's how you increase your knowledge. That's about it. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so the next person is Chandani. Chandani from Pune, Kothurud, I think.
Ma'am, I'm from Kondwa.
Kondwa, yeah, sorry. So, Chandani, please carry on.
Thank you so much. Very good evening to all of you. My name is Chaitali Bhagya, very well known as Chandni, and I'm representing INFD Kondwa, Pune, presenting you my design. I'm just resharing it.
Yeah.
Ma'am, is the screen visible now?
Yeah, it is. Carry on.
All right. The entire project was divided in 3 stages. So I would be presenting the entire design in 3 stages. So stage 1, where we were asked to do a lot of research. Research on what? Firstly, the current scenario in fashion. 3 points right out here. After 2019, things have changed drastically. Fashion players are now being more nimble. They are thinking digital first, and they want to grab every opportunity that comes their way to have a faster access to their market. Lastly, traditional clothing and Western styles is what is going to dominate even in the future. And the customer's demand is the value, the design factor, and the imperative wow factor. Presenting you a small statistics and analytics on a scale of 0 to 10, McKinsey and Company has rated the value factor at number 6, accounting to the customer's prerequisites. And 15 to 25% improvement has been seen on digital channels. So why do we need a set design? Why do we need it? The designers use it to showcase their talent, their concept, thereby setting an amazing trend. So that is the significance of set designing. And mainly because of commercial reality, it serves as a cost-effective solution. The designers are inspired from endless things. For example, if it's Taj Mahal can be recreated again in a studio. Second, it creates milestones in set making. We all are aware of Mughal-e-Azam movie, and we know how expansive and grandeur was the Sheesh Mahal in that. So by thereby creating a milestone in set designing. And lastly, any kind of a set for any event is used to enhance the viewer delight. The USP of any event is its set. I can connect with my target audience. I can easily convey my message. And yes, I can explore my creativity or the designer's inspiration reflected in the best possible manner, be it for a televised event or a non-televised event. Bringing that into consideration, the current scenario in fashion runways comes down to 4 important points. The first one, fashion runways in the current scenario are unconventional. They are something different. They are something innovative. They are aspiring, something that is more ambitious, something that goes head on, bang on, straight to the point. The third one being progressive, in date, up to probably the current trend or using the current materials or futuristic materials that are there, and uninhibited. There are no longer rules that people really consider or abide by. We've seen fashion shows even at airport runways. We have seen Chanel even presenting his own collection, summer collection, at a recreated beach. We all have seen that. So that is what is the current scenario in fashion runway. Considering all these points, the designer that I have chosen for my project is Mr. Naeem Khan, who believes in adding value and innovation to not only his collection, but also his runways and his photo shoot concepts. His collections are either inspired from arts, travel, cinema, geography, culture, architecture, museum. He is known for royal history and regal brides, and he has an amazing flair in luxury apparel using a lot of embroidery, embellishments, and glitter to his designs. Presenting some of his collections. The first one being the bridal collection. As you can see, the collection that is presented here, where it is unconventional and innovative. Who would think of a jumpsuit at a bridal collection? But Mr. Naeem Khan has made it possible. Something which is blingy, something which is gracefully highlighted and ending up layered into perfection. His next collection, the resort collection. No one could actually think of blending the animal prints and the nautical prints together using such bold colors. And that's what makes it exclusive. That's when he has used innovation. He has experimented with the same thing. Also using alternatives of matte and glossy, using different harmonies together. And of course, representing a beautiful art of montage. The last collection which I'm presenting here of Naeem Khan is the ready-to-wear collection. Whether it is a glamorous look, whether an attractive look, something that's quite enchanting, a perfect blends of all the colors and the glitter in the cocktail dress or the evening dress. And of course, something quite charming, which is also adding to the feminine mood. His existing designs of Ramson themes. Mr. Naeem Khan, as you can see in these pictures, in the first image on the top left, he has used a monotonous gray shade for the ramp. And in spite of all these things, there is still a little glitter element highlighting his collection. Second, we can see how the bridal collection is represented in a beautiful setup using the Baroque style, using a color which we normally would not opt for in a runway, using cobalt blue with a lot of these patterns inspired from conventional beliefs. Then using eco-friendly materials, and also by having dramatic sets laid out to create that beautiful effect, and also keeping in mind the feminine moods. So overall, Mr. Naeem Khan's runways, they satisfy both the mood, which is romantic, sexy, and glamorous, and the audience as well. Mr. Naeem Khan is known for experimenting with various concepts and blending them together. Coming into all these things and putting together based on the current trends in fashion runways, Mr. Naeem Khan, his collections and his inspirations, these are my list of words and phrases in the brainstorming session, combining all of them together. After all this and racking my brains and actually doing a little bit of more research, finally coming down to what really inspired me and how well I could correlate with the concepts ahead. To begin with, I then did an intensive research on the trend analysis in fashion runways. I divided it into 3 sections, the first being from 2006 to 2010, where there were a lot of props used, a lot of color was used in the fashion designing or fashion runway design. From 2011 to 2014, magical sets were created, huge elevated illustrations, carousels, fountains were placed in between the ramps, and definitely these ramp designs that were there were supporting social causes. And coming down to the trend now, that is from 2015 to 2020, stepped runways, zigzag elevated runways with less emphasis to the backdrop. And definitely a progressive rhythm is very much the trend dominating. So based on all these are my shortlisted keywords in 3 phases related to my insights and my inspiration. I'll just quickly read it out. Time traveling, old is gold, Baroque style, metallic, bold, vibrant, ensemble, urban woman, graceful, and progressive. So based on these, I then have my 3 shortlisted inspirations. The first one being the Baroque style inspiration number 1, where the keywords I used were metallic, old is gold, and graceful. Beautifully enchanted, and it's a complete visual delight. The second inspiration being sci-fi, considering the keywords of time traveling, vibrant, and progressive. And my last inspiration, considering keywords of bold and ensemble, the urban woman. Out of all these 3 inspirations, the kind of research, the kind studying about everything else in detail, I finally came down to my concept, that is the blended bride. Today's bride, the 21st century bride, she loves to flaunt her one lifetime event. She likes to just throw it up everywhere on the social media. She feels that she's deserving with a lot of attention and excessive love and romance, and yet reflect her uniqueness, also balancing the traditional values and underlying subtle emotions. So my set design for SS21 will reflect, and from the above mentioned inspiration and concept, it will be designed also considering Mr. Naeem Khan's collections. Moving ahead to design development, we've now had so much of research, we've now had so much of inspiration, something that we all could correlate to. So how do we go about with the development? I'm sure this must be the expressions of our mentors and the people who are involved. That is what is expected of a good design and a good development. It's not just any one of them. They both have to work hand in hand. And we eventually learned that in this particular process, that how a good design should be arrived at, and from there on, how a good development needs to be done. So these are my final insights, and based on my final insights and inspiration, the shortlisted keywords and key phrases. They being time traveling, blingy, bold yet feminine, colorful, clairvoyance, progressive, vigorous, steampunk, transition, and graceful. Now, these keywords are going to serve as my foundation for the rest of my design development. So this turns out to be my final inspiration, that is science fiction, considering all the keywords that I have just mentioned. Now, we all know that the design process is all about divergence and convergence. So I converged, or we were asked to converge to one final inspiration. And from there on, again, we diverged on acquiring more information about our final inspiration. So I was a little baffled as to where exactly I should be getting more information about science fiction apart from Google. So I have gone up to watching all these films mentioned here, like the Blade Runner, Predator, Star Wars, Alien. I've been even watching the Avengers, X-Men, going through all these web series and definitely reading these novels and their plots online. Apart from this, any other information that I could get on Google. Now, having so much of information, I had to bottle down to few important points that would help me further. So I devised this mind mapping related to science fiction, and I came down to 4 important points. The first being time traveling, the second being futuristic, the third being neons, the fourth being tech savvy. Now, when I'm talking of time traveling, I'm talking of something going ahead, thinking our imaginations working beyond a particular limit. Futuristic is when I'm talking of innovation. I'm talking of a revolution, a vision, a particular change that I want to bring about. The colors associated with neons, and of course, lastly, tech savvy, using a lot of technology, engineered or structured processes. So, with having acquired this much information, going ahead with visual brainstorming, I shortlisted a lot many pictures for my reference, and these are just few of them. So having said and done, I now present to you my final form, sorry, not the final, the form story based on all of them. The keywords being graceful and transition. So my first form story that is there is inspired from curvy linear lines, that is abstract forms, creating a graceful story. My second story is inspired from rectilinear lines, that is creating structured forms and of course reflecting transition. The next, the material story, the key word that I worked upon was progressive. Gone are the days when we just used a particular plywood or only metal. We now have surpassed and we now have moved ahead. We are now using a lot of digital, a lot of acrylics, a lot many materials that really think and take us to another level of experimentation. The color stories, the keywords that I worked on based on the inspiration and the concept, of course, being colorful and clairvoyance. The first story being luminescence. The second story being inspired from the parallel universe, the color palette. I have a little bit of more color stories. Now, since we are talking of a lot of science fiction, we are talking of the bride, we are talking of the blended bride, we are talking of 21st century. So the keywords that I have used here are bold and blingy. So when I'm talking of the third color story, which is inspired from digital emotions, we all use emojis and be very well associated with. So the colors that are reflected from these digital emotions, which stands out to be very bold, is the story that I've presented here. And lastly, the last story, which is inspired from the Jupiter Ascending Sci-Fi Space Opera, which is almost blingy, Next, the texture story. The keyword that I've used here is vigorous. The first story has been inspired from implied or visual textures, where I can use a lot of digital. I can even go ahead and even transform any kind of material into a digital representation. And the next one being the simulated texture. Using the same thing, only I want it to be seen, but not really to be felt. That is the core objective behind simulated textures. Coming down to the ideation process. Now, all these illustrations have been inspired from the final inspiration, Sci-Fi, and the concept being the blended bride. For my reference, I have mentioned all the detailing in my sketches because it becomes easier to finalize and you can always have a change done in any of them. So in the ideation process, the first idea I was inspired from was Phoenix Force X-Men, and this is the same sketch representing it in the X-shaped ramp and the curved structures to be used. The second idea was inspired from airlock, the doors that we have in between the passages in a spaceship or a space shuttle, the airlock. So the shape of it, the form of it, so that really brought me down to this particular idea and exploring the same thing without having actual structures being represented, but light beams being thrown away to create an illusion, and using a lot of suspended neon tubes and suspended LED bulbs for the same thing. The next idea was inspired from Wraith. We know that it is used for two purposes, and the keyword lying behind it is transition. Even when I'm saying sci-fi, there's a lot of transition that happens. So Wraith is either used for a decorative purpose, or even when there's a transition from the current life to the afterlife. That's when we present it. So being inspired from this, the following ramp design. The next design, travel across cosmos. Now, when I'm talking of cosmos, it's a huge, huge thing. It's a huge thing, and we can't even just imagine its limits. It's endless, basically. So, having inspired from this image related to travel across cosmos, the shape, the form, then arriving at this particular design, and finally it gets reflected in this particular ramp design, where I'm having this, where I'm having this entire Stargate design, we're having a backdrop of either any kind of a sci-fi related image on the screens that we use, or even the zodiac astronomical clock, and the stepped ramp that is here using a lot of metal panels, and along with it, a side box on the ramp, creating the illusion of sci-fi, along with a lot of floral, I would say neon flowers on it to give the effect and to make it a little more subtle and to add the femininity to it. The next design, inspired from cosmic rays. Now these cosmic rays, the way it gets reflected, everyone has a different perception, but this was mine. And lastly, the headgears. Now when I was thinking about headgears, the first thing that came onto my mind was the tiara. But then I really couldn't use that in my design. So how did I actually modify it? The Valsava, that is the entire, the headgear in the spacesuit with the glass panel in the front, then arriving at these helmets, and finally using this kind of a form in my design and how it would actually reflect. This was actually initially the first design and I was very excited. So I sat down and I completed this sketch. It's not a rough sketch, basically. It took me 4 hours to complete this. And then I realized it's not just one, we have to do plenty of them. So then I was, okay, let's just get down to rough sketches. So after all these ideas were presented and after all these ideas were jotted down, I now had to choose my final design. So ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the show, enjoy a short clip of my final design, wherein right from the final inspiration, the layouts, the form, the texture, the storyboard, the different storyboards, and of course, the 3D renderings and a technical layout, also where all the lights would be placed, because lighting can make your event or break your event. So ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you my final set design for SS21 LFW for Mr. Naeem Khan. Enjoy. So this was all about it, and a little bit of detailing about the individual elements, that is the Stargate design, how it would be presented, the neon LED strip, the backlit alabaster sheets for the same, the neon floral design glow panels used for the side ramp, the metal panel used for the ramp, and the gold flame, that is a glass flame, which is going to be used for the grooves in the ramp panel. Now, of course, when we are talking of such amazing designs, it's not going to be free. So yes, we were asked to work on the BOM and the BOQ. So presenting to you in a very, very quick, in a jiffy, I have divided the entire BOM element-wise, that is first the stage, considering it into the construction material and the finishing material, the size of the same, the quantity of every element or every material that would get into. The second one being the kinetic rain installation for the ceiling. We have all seen this, or most of us have seen this at Singapore International Airport, the kinetic rain structure. And beyond that, and after that, we've seen many kinetic rain sculptures. So this particular kinetic rain would be installed in the ceiling, and that's the bifurcation details of the same, like what's going to be the size of each motor, how many number of motors, and the number of droplets, because it works on the principle of every droplet. The second one, the next one being the stepped ramp and the ramp box, the construction material of using aluminum frame panels, 16 gauge, the finishing material, then of the ramp box, the construction and the finishing material, and obviously the last, the big idea concept, showing the Stargate design, how it would actually be done. Presenting the estimation in just two small sections. My first estimation talks of the technicals, where I have included the trussing and the scaffolding, the lights, the JBL sound PA system, the photography and the videography, and the display and the projections like P3 plus LED screens, hanging plasma screen, etc. The digital typography projector. So this price is inclusive of the rent, the installation, the transport, and the GST prices. And the second one is the production cost, inclusive of everything, the stage, the stepped ramp. And a few specifications, that is, this is just the average pricing. It is going to vary considering geographical, political, and fluctuating economical conditions. Feasibility aspect is considered in a balanced way, open to negotiations. local vendors and laborers are considered, it only includes the set designing costs, GST as applicable, and of course, the above estimation does not include my professional fees, which I'm open to negotiation. So, before I would end my presentation, I personally would like to take this opportunity to thank firstly INFD Corporate, Jasween ma'am, Anju ma'am, and all the others in the team for giving us this opportunity. And obviously, without saying anything beyond, Wasim sir. Yes, he has tapped into our potential. He has brought about the best in us. And certainly, he has realigned all of us onto the design thinking process. And of course, congratulations to my other colleagues for receiving the certificate of merit and the others for the certificate of completion. Thank you so much, all of you. Have a great day.
Thank you, Chandni, for amazing presentation. And you went a little beyond what we had, I think, wanted you to do. So that was a little extra. But then maybe Wasim has something to add.
Thank you.
No. I'm like it's like I like the enthusiasm. You know, it's always nice, and it's always a good way to begin things, and it kind of shows the amount of involvement that you actually had in the whole project. And I know you get a small opportunity to present it, and you want to present everything that you might have done.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True.
But a feedback would be to next time keep it a little concise. So when we actually doing a presentation, so what we do is, so the beginning part where we're doing research and all that gets captured in the later slide where you've already done the analysis. So we could spend a little lesser time on explaining the research as much, because it will anyways come out as you progress in the presentation. Your keywords come out, your trends come out, then your shortlisting words come out. So when we present, so we skim over those places where we only talk about our key understanding from those phases. Okay, this is what we understood from this particular phase, and so we move to the next phase, and this is my analysis of this, and these are the final keywords. So that will help you actually optimize your time of presentation. But good work. No. You don't have to be sorry about it. I'm just saying that, I mean, even I go overboard. Sometimes when the client gives me half an hour, I present for 3 hours, but that's another thing. But yeah, I'm just to kind of make sure that everybody is on board that. Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so the final presentation we have is from West Delhi, and it is Ipshita and Tanya. I don't know, Ipshita, will you be presenting?
Yes, ma'am, I will be presenting.
Okay, so please continue.
Yes, ma'am.
And you have exactly 5 minutes.
Yes,
and you can fight with Chandni on that, huh? You can fight out with her.
No, it's completely fine. Okay, so I am Ipshita.
You have 10 minutes. Chalo, 5 minutes padha dete hum.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so I am Ipshita from INFD West Delhi, and this project has been done a collaborative effort with Tanya ma'am. She is also here. Tanya ma'am, you can also say hi.
Hello everyone.
Yeah, so this was a collaborative effort of both of us, and we would like to thank INFD Corporate and Jasween ma'am for giving us this opportunity to work on this project, and especially Wasim sir, with whose guidance it was possible to work in a feasible manner and to work in a systematic manner. And it was a very new thing for us because our center is new and we were new to this set designing field, and we got to learn a lot of things, and I'm sure we will be able to guide our students also in the same way because it is a very new thing for us. So now I'll begin with the presentation. So we took our designer as Amit Agarwal, and on Amit Agarwal's research basis, we came up towards some words. We took up a brainstorm, and it resulted in his type of work. What work style does he follow? What inspiration does he take to make his designs? And what were the current runway ramp designs that were being executed for Amit Agarwal? And what are the elements of fashion that he considered for designing his garments? And also we studied the current trends that were following in the whole world for the designing of the ramp. So all of this was combined as a brainstorm, and this was the brainstorming that we resulted in. And this brainstorm was a result of this research that we followed. And this was the research for Amit Agarwal's types of garments. He works on refining of the natural forms and he works for some unique silhouettes, and he uses some unique textile materials, and he try to combine and try to blend some natural forms into some industrial or say structural forms. So the type of garments he develops was quite fascinating to see, and the type of colors that he used, he always work for some metallic look. He tries to achieve that metallic look, and he also weaves or develops his own textile materials by using some sustainable materials. And like in the next slide, we can see that he has developed the first one, a fabric from recyclable materials. And here he has also made a hand woven dhuri jacket, which was something very unique. And in the last picture, here he has made a dress made up of polymer sheets. So he has recycled all the materials and made up the dresses. So this was something that was very inspirational to see. Then here we studied some of the existing ramp designs that Amit Agarwal has showcased on. So this was for India Couture Week 2018 and 19. So the element or the thing that Amit Agarwal does is he tries to put up organic shapes in his dresses, and also he tries to inspire from metamorphosis forms. So the first set was a result of that inspiration. The designer who designed this set was inspired from this thing. That he took inspiration from Amit Agarwal's metamorphosis sort of thinking, and he designed this set. And the second one, also there is a artist named as Ankon Mitra, who is very famous for origami, and he made the structure of origami paper for Amit Agarwal. And because Amit Agarwal is famous for using sustainable materials in the fashion industry, so origami is also a result of say sustainable materials. So that's why he developed this set for him. And this was the main point of inspiration that inspired us to take this forward, and we also applied some of the origami technique in our final presentation. So then, because we are designing the set for Lakme Fashion Week, so we looked towards some of the set designs for Lakme Fashion Week for Amit Agarwal, and these were the researches for 2017 and 18, and this is for 2020. And this is again one installation done by Ankon Mitra that we can see on the right hand side, the origami thing. And then we researched about the current trends in fashion and fashion ramp design. So this was some trends that were prevailing in the fashion ramp design industry, that they used the glowing lights, or they developed some wire mesh structures. So we studied some international designs and some Indian designs also. The rightmost is the Indian design that we studied, and we concluded that this trend is prevailing. And then we studied about the current trends in the fashion industry. So we looked at the trend that will be coming up in 2021, because we are designing the set for 2021. So this was the trend that we looked into, and recycling, reusing, and display of power, and the color that will be there in 2021. We studied all of these things. Then here we considered some of the important points that will be considered for designing a set, because for us also it was a new thing. So we first figured out that what is a set, why is it made, and what are the important points that we should take into mind while designing. So these are some of the points: that we should use proper lighting, there should be an interesting stage layout, there should be an interesting background, there should be proper details in the set. And we also noticed that the people use architecture also for displaying their collection. So to take this forward, we did a case study of architectural based shows. So here we took some Indian shows that took architecture to their advantage to display their collection. Then coming to the inspiration, we first analyze the trend, that what is going on in a whole and in the whole world. So we considered fiber art. So fiber art is a trend that is prevailing in the world, developing some things by the fusion of different fibrous materials that Amit Agarwal also does. So from his inspiration, we took this thing and we researched it as a trend. Then sustainability is always a trend for fashion and interior both. So we studied this also. Then use of technology. This is a trend that we saw that it is quite prevailing in the fashion and ramp industry both, and for interior industry also. Then metamorphosis, because Amit Agarwal took metamorphosis as his inspiration for most of his designs, and the set that we studied, that we researched, were also having metamorphosis as inspiration for the design of for displaying the design of Amit Agarwal. So we looked at metamorphosis as a global trend, and we came across some of the things. Then this is again metamorphosis. Then these are some of the keywords that we came across while we followed the whole journey. So we came across natural and structural forms, the fusion of natural and structural forms, metamorphosis forms, sustainable materials, recycling of materials, and playing with the light, and the shiny metallic look that Amit Agarwal deals in, and handcrafted material that Amit Agarwal deals in. So these were the short listed keywords that we came across. Then these were some of the inspirational pictures based on that shortlisted keywords. So this is what we were talking about, handcrafting of a textile or a material, of a fibrous material. So we came across this as an inspiration. Then these were some of the refinement of natural and structural forms. Then metamorphosis forms of using sustainable and organic materials. Then this is how we can highlight our geometry or our set by the use of light. So we found that this as quite inspirational, and we took it as our one of the inspirations. Then we came to our concept finally, which we figured out as Sauve de Cocoon. This means that we took the metamorphosis cycle of silkworm as our concept, and we studied that while silk is extracted from the silkworm, many silkworms are not allowed to reproduce themselves fully, or they do not grow up fully. They are killed while the process of extracting the silk from that silk pupa. So we came across a word known as ahimsak silk, and because ahimsak silk lets the pupa that is inside the cocoon to grow up fully, and after the pupa has come out of the cocoon, then the silk is extracted from it. So we took it as our inspiration, that pupa, that cocoon, and the promotion of ahimsak silk, because Amit Agarwal is into this thing, that he promotes sustainable materials. So we also thought that we should take this a step ahead. Then we started design development. So these were our final shortlisted keywords, that our design will be sustainable, it will be cruelty free. We can use the threads also that we achieve while unwinding it from a pupa, and the metamorphosis process, and the technological innovation also we took as our final inspiration. Then these were the final inspirational pictures depicting the metamorphosis cycle of a silkworm and the pupa. And these were found it quite inspirational, that how these things were developed. So this was our final inspiration. Then this is our form story. Because we are using some natural forms, so here we tried to take out some natural forms or some organic forms, and we studied about that. Then this is the material story. We wanted to use all sustainable materials, all reusable handmade materials. So we researched about such materials and put that together in this material story. And this is the color story. Because Amit Agarwal deals in quite bold colors, quite shiny, blingy, metallic colors. So we wanted something to his collection. So that's why we took up two options. One is which is very subtle, and the other one which Amit Agarwal. So that's why we took a drastic comparison between these two. To give a comparison between these two color stories, we took contrasting stories, two contrasting stories. Then this is the texture story. The type of texture, some organic and some natural texture that we came across. because I was really quite organically using. Then this was our ideation process. We took a silkworm pupa and then converted it into something that might be installed on the set. So this can be used as a lighting structure, or this can also be used as a lighting structure and can be hanged from the ceiling. And in that time, we developed type of thing. And again, we followed the same process inspired from this caterpillar and from this pupa. We tried to do it some different way so that we can achieve something unique. And then we tried to implement our designs on the final set. So these were some of the options that we came across towards during our, and here we developed something, a design process for lighting structure. So this was the cocoons, and they were intertwined with silk threads, and then how it evolved itself, and it resulted into a lighting structure that can be hanged from the ceiling. So here we have a show also. So like this process we followed for developing some designs. Then here we took out one more design inspired from that fiber art trend that was being followed. So we designed a set that can depict that fiber art, and side by side, with the help of the fiber art, it will depict the metamorphosis process of a silkworm cocoon. So this we developed, and there were numerous sketches that we explored because the scenes are always encouraged us to develop more and more sketches so that we achieve towards we move towards the final goal. And this was one more design that was inspired from the natural or organic forms. And this was something that we developed keeping in mind the origami thing that Ancon does. And this was again one process that was followed to make this final structure. Designs that we explored. Then we have finalized our ideas, and we have reached towards this final inspiration. We will take metamorphosis as our final inspiration, and we will take sustainability into mind, and we will also involve some technological innovation, and we will try to infuse some industrial and organic materials. So this is the final inspiration board that we came across, and this is the final inspiration that we took. And this is the final color story. We have taken the subtle color story because Amit Agarwal always deals in bold and metallic type of look. And to complement his collection, or to make his collection outshine out of the stage, we took this color palette. Otherwise, if we have taken the other one, then it might have overshined the garments that will be displayed on the ramp. So keeping that thing in mind, keeping the color palette Amit Agarwal deals in, keeping the material that he deals in, we came towards this final color story. And this color story will depict the organic theme also that we want to keep. So that's why we selected this one. Then this is the material story. All the materials used here are sustainable, are organic. So we are using acrylic as a material, pine wood battens, bendable aluminum rods, and origami paper and curved LED screen. Then this is the texture story. All the textures are achieved from organic materials. So this is the texture story, final texture story. And this is the final form story. So we will be developing some forms that will be sort of curvilinear, and that will try to craft it into something structural. And this is the final layout of our set. We have tried to put the screen here in a curved form because we wanted to try something new. And the shape of the ramp also, we have not done very much to it, but we have tried to change it a little bit. And then behind it's very small, very thin pine wood battens. So this will give lined effect on the screen. Then this is the final look that we will achieve of the set. And here from the ceiling, you can see we have hanged some structures, and this will be made up of origami paper. And that origami paper will be rolled up on a wired structure. And here we have made some leaf-looking structure also on the set. And this will be depicting that refinement of the organic and the structural form. And this leaf-looking structure will also be made up of that wire thing, so that it can be quickly dismantled and reinstalled according to the need of the designer. And we have tried to develop a tunnel looking structure with the help of these leaves. So in the next coming pictures, you will be able to see that. And these leaves will also be having LED strip lighting installed into it. So that highlighting of geometry that we looked during our trend analysis or during our research phase, that thing we will do it in this thing. In these leaves, there will be LED lights installed. Then it will result in a tunnel looking structure. It will come ahead. So here we can see in this picture, last picture, there is a sort of tunnel that is being formed. So if we look it from far away, so ऐसा लगेगा कि there is a tunnel going on ahead inside. So that's what we wanted to achieve. And this is the detailing of each aspect. And here the sitting also for the first row, we have, which is a VIP row, we have kept it, we have made this so it will be light inside the sofa. So this will be giving a depiction that this is a separate section for VIP guests. So this is the look that is being achieved, the tunnel type of look, and this is the detailing of each aspect. That's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ipshita. That was a lovely presentation. And so that brings us to the, could you just stop sharing? Yeah. So that brings us to the end of the presentations. And anybody who would like to share their experience with whatever they've done, other than these people, a lot of other people had also contributed, have also completed their projects. So if anybody would like to share any of their experiences or whatever, any story they want to share.
Yep, and we have only 10 minutes. Sorry, I have to go at 5.
Okay,
so
okay, Wasim, no problem. So you could just hurry.
no, we can still, I can extend it by 5-10 minutes more.
Okay, okay, then let's do one thing. If Wasim has to say any last words, then let him do that so that we can leave when anybody wants to.
Okay.
No, I don't have any last words to say. I still have a lot to say later.
Yeah, that's fine. So
if
you
last
would
word
want
wala time
to sum up the whole thing, yeah. Yeah.
It's coming up,
Honey,
so that means,
right, sorry. I'm a little delayed on the network front. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. No, I said that, these were 4 lovely presentations, and I think, like I said, the whole, I get to understand better in terms of, whether you guys have really understood or not understood when you actually present. By looking at a presentation, you're only making comments on certain things, trying to course correct and all of that. But I think when you actually present, then you actually, start understanding whether you guys actually really understand the process or not, which I think came out pretty clearly. And, this is just one example of the project. And I'm sure you guys will be able to apply the same, kind of understanding and learning from this project on the other projects that you do. And I would like to hear from you guys if this really helped. Doing research at a certain scale, does it really help when you start doing ideation? Doing, understanding what's happening around, or understanding, a larger context, and understanding, let's say, the subject area. Does that help you in detailing? Does that help you in, trying to correlate a concept to a particular idea? So, because I always, talk about being meaningful in some sense, coming up with an idea and translating it to design is not the only thing that we're supposed to do. But coming up with an idea that is meaningful and relevant and links to what we're trying to do, and then coming up with a great design with respect to that is where, the difference lies. So the whole idea is saying that, you don't start from inspiration, you start from understanding first, and then from the understanding stems your inspiration, and then goes into design and detailing. So I hope you guys understood that sequence of doing the design. So now you guys can just share your experiences or throw in whatever you need.
Thank you so much, Wasim. It wouldn't have been possible without you, because you gave us so much of your time and effort and went through all the presentations, gave us very relevant feedback, and we hope that we can do something similar in the maybe next session or the session after that, because I feel this is something which is very relevant and important for the teachers to do, because this clarifies a lot of stages for them. This clarifies how to conduct a project. It clarifies where they might go wrong when they are teaching this. If they have difficulty in understanding what you are trying to tell them, so maybe they are making the similar mistakes, or they're not being clear to their students. So this works in a various levels for them to improve not only their designing capabilities, but also their teaching capabilities. That was the whole point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thanks,
so Mamta, you were
it was
saying
wonderful. And I just want to thank you for being a part of this whole process. And I hope we've all been able to get the best out of him. He's always there. We can always call him again for such a workshop again. Those who think are interested. All right. So
yeah. And I just want to add that I am doing what I do generally also. I mean, that's as much as I can contribute. But don't forget the contribution of the rest of the team behind, like Anju ma'am or the scene and everybody else who's put this together to make this happen. So I end up being the front face, but the front face is not always the face that works all the time. Okay. So there's a lot of people involved in this, and I think that you guys should be I would say thankful for the kind of effort and support that these guys put in and give. So
definitely, sir.
It's rare. Yeah, it's rare. So hold that in great esteem and value. And the only thing you can give back to them is your response, enthusiasm, and hard work.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Wasim.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, Jaspreet ma'am, Anju ma'am. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
It was really a learning experience. Thank you so much, everyone. And the presentations were really wonderful.
Yeah, we surely hope that you've learned something out of it, because
yes,
half the times I was thinking most of you would have been cursing आज कि यार ये हमारे को कभी छोड़ते ही नहीं है. Even now they are after us, like पीछे फोन कर देते हैं और हमारे सेंटर वालों को बोल देते हैं और ऐसा हो जाता है. So the whole point is not just to trouble you or make you run around in circles. The point is to get some relevant information across, which we've been trying since quite a few years. I'm sure those of you who've been with us for the last 5-10 years, you've seen every year we try and get this across, that the process is so important. The research work is so important, and it's a little sad to see that every time we come back and somehow we end up in the same place, repeating the same mistakes, seeing the same kind of work. So we definitely hope that doing this elaborate project, because this is something we've done for the first year. We've never had such a long workshop. It was either for a day or a couple of days. This has been going on for the last 4 months. So I really hope that you learned something very relevant and something that you are applying in your teaching lives, because otherwise it is of no use to us, making you do something and then you neglect it while you are teaching. That makes no sense. So please continue applying this information further, because it is not just for yourself, it is to be translated to your students. So that is something, please don't forget that.
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah. So Mamta, finally you were
what I was saying was हम पीछा तो किसी भी नहीं छोड़ने वाले हैं ना. अभी आप लोग भी ऊपर कितना हंसते हंसते करना है या रोते रोते करना है, वो तो करना ही पड़ेगा. वो आपके ऊपर है. ठीक है, हम पीछा तो वैसे भी नहीं.
Good evening, sir. Actually, I just wanted to say that ma'am and sir, especially sir, you have been so warm and approachable that we never felt intimidated by you, and that is why we were able to put forth our queries and it was very well explained. So definitely it was very wonderful session. And thank you, Jasmine ma'am, also for your interactive session. Thank you, Anju ma'am, and definitely thanks to corporate team also for arranging these things and making the lockdown time such a useful time. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. So anybody else who would like to share something, or should we just wind up now?
Ma'am, can we actually see these presentations जो अभी हमने discuss की हैं, because क्या होता है कि after some time ना we need those refreshments, so we
look into this how we can share it with all your if the concerned people are not too bothered कि हमारा material is being shared all over the place.
We understand, ma'am.
So once they are okay with it, we can share it to the centers, and you can share
perfectly
it to
fine.
students also. Let them have an idea of what exactly the amount of work required and the quality of work that we are looking at. Sometimes people feel कि हमको example दिखाओ, ऐसा हमको दिखाओ, और थोड़ा सा that is also problematic कि एक बार दिखाओ तो then they just get stuck to whatever you've shown them. So sometimes that also works in a negative way. But then yes, we can share it with all of you, and once we figured out how exactly we have to do it, so it could be made available. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Most welcome.
Great.
And
so I'll take leave. I need to go. Okay. And thank you so much. Thank you guys for your time and effort, and hope to see you guys soon.
It's all our pleasure, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
All right.